Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Once you've bought your camera and you're shooting, let's say with the kit lens, all of a sudden you start to realize there's a whole other world of lenses out there, or at least most people do. You can get fast primes, you can get faster zooms, you can get constant aperture f2.8 zooms, and you realize you can open up a lot of options for your camera by adding or changing or swapping lenses. We have a question here related to that. This is from Denny Chang, which actually for some reason reminds me of Denny Crane from Boston Legal, who was one of my favorite characters on TV. Anyways, Denny writes in, I hope I'm saying that right, Denny Chang. Should I change my D5500 VR, so that's a Nikon D5500, VR, not VR2, kit lens, which is the 18 to 55, 3.5 to 5.6, to a Sigma 17 to 50 f2.8? Or any lens should I change for general photography? For portrait, I might go with the Nikon 50mm f1.8 DX or G. I'm not sure which one I should choose for my D5500. Let me repeat my question. 1, should I change my original Nikon zoom, the 18 to 55, the VR, not the VR2, to the Sigma 17 to 50 f2.8 HSM2? What should I choose for portraits, the Nikon 50 or G? Thank you. First of all, I don't think, I'm not sure maybe if you're thinking about the 35 f1.8 DX, because the 50 is the 50. It's a 50mm f1.8G. So it's good for APS-C, for DX, and for full frame. Now, the beauty of that is if you do upgrade to a full frame camera, it's perfectly usable. It's also one of my favorite lenses for portraits on a DX body like your D5500, because it gives you effectively about 75mm lens, effective field of view, which is very close to our traditional 85mm portrait lens, which it's great because you get a nice field of view, a good portrait lens, very fast f1.8, and a very high quality. One of the sharpest, best performing lenses in the entire Nikon lens catalog at a very, very reasonable price. So yes, I would totally recommend the 50 f1.8G. I would say absolutely go with that. So that takes care of your portrait side. Now, as to your recommendation or your question of should you change your kit lens out for the Sigma 17 to 50 f2.8? Well, if you watch previous videos, you know that I'm a huge fan of that lens. I've owned them for Canon. I've owned them for Nikon. I shot weddings with them for a couple of years, and I really, really like that lens. In fact, I think it's the best value, best performing f2.8 constant aperture zoom for a normal zoom for a crop sensor body for Canons and Nikons. I like it better than both the Nikon and the Canon offering. And I think for value, it's very hard to beat. So, absolutely, I have no problem recommending that lens to you. It's a fantastic lens, very good performing. I guess, though, for general photography, do you need a fast zoom? That would be my question to you. Do you need an f2.8 constant aperture? Maybe the Sigma 17 to 70 f2.8 to 4 might be a better option for you. Maybe you'd be better off with, like an 18 to 140 or something. It's just when you say general photography, I'm just not sure exactly what you're shooting. Do you need the speed? If you need a constant aperture f2.8 zoom, a faster zoom, more light gathering ability, and ability to blow out the background a bit more, nowhere near as much as a prime, but still, it's available. Then yeah, go with that Sigma 17 to 50 f2.8. If when you're saying general photography, you're meaning more of a walk around, do everything lens, perhaps something like the Sigma 17 to 70, or say the Nikon 18 to 140, or even like the Nikon 18 to 300, maybe a general super zoom lens would be more suited for what your needs are. But again, you didn't really specify what you meant by general photography. The portrait side, no problems recommending the 50 f1.8G. On the other side, it just depends on if you need that faster zoom. What do you guys think? Do you agree with my recommendations for Denny here? Let me know in the comments below. Is there another lens you would recommend over the ones we're discussing here? Which way would you go on zooms? And do you like the 17 to 50 f2.8 Sigma? As you know, it's a big favorite of mine, but let's hear what you have to say. Leave your comments below. Let's help Denny out. Thanks for your question, Denny. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.